I hope that everyone is going to be all right here, but this is a pretty gnarly scene that we're seeing. From what I can catch, the tail of that medical chopper.
Yeah,
is that Atrium Health?
It looks like
it's Atrium Health.
Atrium, yeah.
Yeah, it's an Atrium Health helicopter. Okay. Bear with me, folks, here. All right, we're going to get to our Walker Lawson right now. Walker, you just got to this scene here, and I know it's super chaotic. We've been watching from your shot. Can you walk us through what you're seeing, and if you're able to share any insights on those ambulances and medical helicopter leaving, we would surely love to know more about that.
Yeah, Vanessa. So we actually just had a couple ambulances coming down, trying to bypass traffic to get down to the scene. Now, there have got to be dozens of medics down there. We also saw a medical helicopter just fly over us moments ago from the scene. Obviously, people have been down here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
I don't know if you can hear me, but standing out of their vehicles as it is a complete gridlock. Now, we have seen some ambulances also come back this way. You can see in the middle of the is what you would call the middle of the section, right there, where they are having a hard time getting around that metal barricade that's in the middle. So we've seen them have to come back towards us. It looks like to get around, but there is a heavy presence, and I think you can probably see there's one ambulance making its way further down. I don't know how it specifically looks on camera. It might be blurring in with all of the other first responders down there, but there is one, it looks like, making its way towards us at this moment. So, I mean, a large presence out here this afternoon.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say that I've seen this in quite some time, this type of response. Other than to just remind folks at home that there are students that are on this bus, and we're told that there were quite a few folks. This was Pine Ridge Middle School, as we've been telling folks, a bus that was on its way back from a field trip from just outside of Charlotte, heading back towards the West Columbia area. That bus carrying 2 adults and 35 students, approximately, we're told. Now, I know, Walker, you're probably seeing this too, and I mean, we've had this shot up for just a few minutes at this point, but I feel like I've been able to count at least 3 ambulances leaving and a medical helicopter taking off. It's kind of hard to see from this vantage point, and I don't know if you have, a particularly better shot, with your own eyes from where you're standing, because I know the camera and you are all.
Wow, they got traffic closed both ways. Just horrible. But can I say this much, Lord? I remember as a kid going on vacation and on the highway driving, and so much beauty just driving on the highway. Look at how beautiful that is. All trees, beautiful hills. It was just, I loved going on vacation when I was a kid. It was just beautiful scenery, especially when you get in certain areas in their country where it's just massive trees and hills and just beautiful. Yeah, it's just beautiful.
All in that same area. Do you see any other helicopters on scene? And I know it's tough, but
sorry, Vanessa, I'm having a hard time hearing you at the moment. It's cutting out, but I'm gonna think and take what I think you're saying. But a large presence, as you can see. This is a Piedmont ambulance that just drove by. I know that Lancaster has responded. I spoke to the PIO for Lancaster County earlier, who said they were sending crews out as well for this large response. We now have another ambulance coming towards us, which is a different color than the one that went by. So I'm going to believe it's a different agency carrying someone in there. So hopefully that answered the question that I was having a hard time hearing you ask.
Yeah, understandable. Okay. So it sounds like you've been in touch with, at this point, multiple agencies that might be having a hand in the response here. Have they been able to give you any indication on the urgency of getting these folks to get medical care? Did they sound like these were, precautionary transports? Did it seem like there was something more serious? Okay, and I just briefly wanted to say, I was asking earlier if there was another medical helicopter. We're seeing a second medical helicopter now taking off from the scene, folks. So, but anyways, Walker, have you heard any urgency
Yes, so it looks like
levels?
we see we. So when I got a call almost, I want to say 45 minutes ago from Lancaster County, and they said they had crews that were assisting due to the need out here. They said a large response. So I know they sent multiple EMS.
Hello, Miss Debbie Fox. This is just horrible. A whole busload of kids. Jeez.
Out to the scene, and as you mentioned just a second ago, we see that chopper now lifting off from the scene, and we have another ambulance that is coming back towards us.
They were coming home trip in Charlotte when unfortunately the bus got a flat tire and it flipped the bus over right on I-77. We're going to show you some aerial footage of the scene where you can see the bus here overturned on its side. The school district says the bus was carrying 35 people and 2 adults when a tire blew out. 5 people are in critical condition tonight, but we do know that first responders were on the scene so quickly, including helicopters from local hospitals, getting those patients out as quickly as possible. Now, News 19's Shelley Garzone is in Winsboro tonight at Grand Central Restaurant, where students are scheduled to be reunited with their parents. Shelley, have most of those reunions happened yet? What do you know?
Yeah, Andrea, definitely. Like you mentioned, this is where parents were instructed to pick up their children after that bus crash happened. I'm going to step out of the way so you can kind of see what we're looking at here. The scene has sort of cleared. We have seen a couple parents who did reunite with their kids. It seems like everyone who was supposed to reunite with their kids at this location has done so already, including a parent who I talked to earlier today. She told me it took her about 30 minutes to get here, but she was one of the first people on the scene. And like you said, she said that administration, first responders were there almost immediately. And she said that she actually got a call from her son around 1:45 in the afternoon. And he was the one who actually let her know that the bus in front of him had blew a tire and crashed. She says that she's reunited with her son tonight. And here's what she had to say.
There were kids out everywhere, their classmates, with blood on them, and some of them, were visibly shaken up, and then even on this other buses, they were shaken up as well. But I will say that admin that was out there, they got out there pretty swift. I was the first one out there because when he told me it happened, I didn't hesitate. I didn't ask questions. I didn't call. I just got in my car and left. And I got out there, and about 5 minutes later, admin was there, and they were very, very, very helpful.
And Andrea, I told you at 5 o'clock, it took me roughly an hour, almost 2 hours to get off the exit because of how backed up that traffic was going north and south. And I'm being told now that 77 North has reopened. I'm going to send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Shelley, thank you so much. So you heard that 77 South is still blocked. We saw from those aerial shots, the bus flipped over there on the highway on 77. Again, we got messages into the News 19 newsroom saying that the kids were trapped on the bus, and that's because, unfortunately, it flipped over on the side, blocking the exit door. So we're going to keep you posted on information on when we find out the conditions.
All right. Ain't there emergency back doors on the. I wonder if they can get to. Could have got maybe the emergency back door wasn't open, but hopefully nobody has passed away. And you folks have a great night. We'll be back with more news as it breaks. Does America know we're coming up on Easter? It's like a holiday. Ain't there like a rule in America? All craziness called off for the holiday. I mean, it's the